Welcome to the 7th video of the module 2 in the conformal transformation and complex integration. In this video, I am going to explain what is conformal transformation, the types of conformal transformations. So conformal transformation or conformal mapping, what is transformation? The point u is equal to u of xy and v is equal to v of xy. Let's call this as equation number 1. Between the points in the z plane and w plane is called a mapping, or the transformation of the point in the z plane into the points of w plane by the function. So what is a conformal transformation? If the transformation is such that the angle between C1 and C2 at x0, y0 is equal to both magnitude in and sense to the angle between C1 and C2 at u0, v0. This is C1 dash and then C2 dash. The transformation or mapping is said to be conformal at x0, y0. So this is the alpha. So here when we are transforming from this z plane to the w plane, it should be angle should be same in or equal in both magnitude and sense. Then only we can say it is a conformal. What is isogonal? If the transformation preserves the magnitude at the angles but not necessarily the sense, then we say that it is isogonal transformation. So let us see the various types of the transformation. In that, the first one is the discussion of w is equal to z square, or the question will be asked like find the images in the w plane corresponding to the straight lines x is equals to a and y is equal to b under the transformation w is equal to z square, and also indicate the region with the sketches. So let w is equal to z square, that is dw by dz is equal to 2z, which is not equals to 0 except at z is equal to 0. Hence the transformation is conformal except at the origin. Let us consider z is equal to x plus iy and w is equal to u plus iv. Then w is equal to z square gives u plus iv is equal to x plus iy the whole square. When I do the square of this, x square iy the whole square will be minus y square plus I into 2xy. Therefore, this is the real part and this is the imaginary part. Hence, u is equal to x squared minus y square and v is equal to 2xy. We get it. Now, call this as equation number 1 and 2 respectively. Let us consider the case 1, where case 1 is x is equals to a constant, say a, which is greater than 0. That is in the positive axis we will take like this. So, x is equal to a means this one, constant. That's a positive. Supposing if you take the negative, this is the left side we will be taking. So, family of straight line parallel to the y-axis, put x is equal to a in the equation 1 and 2. Then what happens, we'll see. So, u is equal to a square minus y square and v is equal to 2ay. Therefore, y is equal to v divided by 2a, and eliminating y between these equations we get u is equal to a square minus v square by 4a square, or 4a square u is equal to 4a power 4 minus v square. We want only v square, therefore v square is nothing but 4a square into a square minus u, or taking the minus 4a square outside, u minus a square, which is nothing but the parabola. So, it's representing the family of parabolas with the axis along the negative direction of u axis in the w plane. This is the z plane. In this, we have taken x is equal to a constant. That is a positive constant. If I take, this is what it is represented. This is plus a and here it is minus a. Whether it is plus a or minus a, we get the parabolas in this direction itself, because the power of a is even, therefore we will be getting in the same equation of the parabola, family of parabola. Case 2. Let us take y is equal to b. Here also let us take b as a positive. this represents a family of straight line parallel to x-axis. So parallel to x-axis means this is the positive axis, and we will be taking y is equal to b in this one. So if we take y is equal to minus b, also we will be getting the same set of parabola. So when we substitute in the equation, we get u is equal to b by 2b the whole square minus b square, or u is equal to b square by 4b square minus b square. On simplification of that, we get u is equal to v square minus 4b power 4 by 4b square. This implies v square is equal to 4b square u minus 4b power 4. That is, v square is, by taking 4b square outside, we get u plus b square, which is again representing the family of parabola. So it is represented by the diagram. It is along the positive direction of the u axis, we can see here. So the conclusion here is the transformation w is equal to z square transforms the straight line parallel to y axis to the parabolas having negative u axis as their axis, and the straight line parallel to the x axis to the parabolas having the positive u axis to their axis. That is the conclusion we can draw from the transformation. Next, let us discuss the second transformation, that is w is equal to e to the power z. So here e to the power of z is equal to dw by dz, which is not equals to 0 for any z. Therefore, the transformation w is equal to e power z is conformal for all z. Now let's consider z is equal to x plus iy and w is equal to u plus iv. Therefore, u plus iv will be equal to e to the power of x plus iy, that is e power x into e power iy, or e power x into cos y plus I sin y. Here I is missing, so this is cos y plus I sin y. Therefore, u plus iv will be e power x cos y plus I into e power x sin y, or u is equal to e power x cos y and v is equal to e power x sin y. Let us call this as equation number 1. Again, even in this transformation also, we will consider case 1 and case 2, and we will take x is equal to constant and y is equal to constant. If we take x is equal to constant where a is a constant, this represents a family of straight lines parallel to y-axis in the z-plane. From the first equation, we get u is equal to e power a into cos y and v is equal to e power a into sin y. When we square it on either side and then add them, what we will get is u square plus v square is equal to e power 2a into cos square y plus e power 2a into sin square y. By taking e power 2a outside, that is cos square plus sin square y will be 1. So the equation what we are getting is nothing but a circle. Here e to the power of 2a, which is a constant, can also be written as r square with a radius. So it represents a circle. We can see in the diagram, it represents the family of circle with a center at the origin and radius e to the power of a in the w plane. So this is the straight line we have considered. X is equal to a constant. Next, when we put y is equal to b, where b is a constant, this represents a family of straight lines parallel to x-axis in the z-plane. So, u is equal to e power x cos b and v is equal to e power x sin b. Therefore, u by v is e power x sin cos b by e power x into sin b, where e power x and e power x gets cancelled. We get it as cot b, which can be also written as a constant. Otherwise, v is equal to u into tan b, where this tan b part is a constant. So it looks like a straight line like y is equal to mx, which passes through the origin, which everyone knows this. So this represents the family of straight lines passing through the origin in the w plane with the slope m is equal to tan b. So we can see here the diagram which has been represented. Next, let us take the case 3. Let x is equal to 0. This represents the imaginary axis in the z plane. Then the equation becomes u is equal to cos y and v is equal to sin y. So u square plus v square is equal to 1. That means it represents the circle with unit radius and center at the origin in the w plane. Next case, when we take y is equal to 0, which is nothing but the real axis, therefore we get u is equal to e power x and v is equal to e power x into 0, because it is sin 0, therefore v is equal to 0 we are getting. So u is equal to e power x and v is equal to 0, therefore v is equal to 0 is nothing but u axis. That's a real axis in the w plane. So thus the transformation w is equal to e power z transforms the straight line parallel to y axis to the circles with center at the origin and radius e power a, and the straight lines parallel to x axis to the straight line passing through the origin like y is equal to mx. This is v is equal to a constant into u. Next we have one more, the last transformation, that is z plus 1 by z. So let w is equal to z plus 1 by z, which implies dw by dz is 1 minus of 1 by z square, and it is equal to 0 when z is equal to plus or minus 1. And the transformation is not conformal at z is equal to plus or minus 1. Let's consider z is equal to r e power I theta and w is u plus iv. Therefore, u plus iv will be equal to r e power I theta plus 1 upon r into e power I theta. This e power minus I theta it has to be. Now, this e power I theta can be written as cos theta plus I sin theta, and this one cos theta minus I sin theta. I is missing here. So, u plus iv will be equal to r plus 1 by r cos theta plus I into r minus 1 by r into sin theta. Therefore, u is nothing but the real part and v is the imaginary part. Eliminating theta between these equations, what we can do is we can square them, that is u square divided by r plus 1 by r whole square plus v square by r minus 1 by r whole square is equal to cos square theta plus sin square theta, which is equal to 1. So this r plus 1 by r, which is a, r is equal to a if we put, where a is a constant, it represents the circle centered at the origin in the z plane, that is u square by constant square plus v square by constant square. This represents the ellipse. This represents the ellipse having the center at the origin in the w plane. Here the diagram, it should be in this manner. It has to be the ellipse in this manner. Next, eliminating r in terms of the relation 1, u square by cos square theta minus v square by sin square theta, which gives us 4. That is on the expansion. Let theta is equal to b, where v is equal to a constant. It represents the radial line, that is it is the hyperbola actually. U square divided by cos square b minus v square divided by sin square b is equal to 4, which is nothing but the hyperbola. So we can see here the hyperbola in the w plane. Thus the transformation w is equal to z plus 1 by z transforms the circle with center the origin to ellipse having center at the origin, and the radial lines to hyperbola having center at the origin. These are all the transformations which is very important to learn. Thank you.